Win what you desire and drive into A1 supermarkets at 6:30 a.m. to open doors. Proper. Details in store.
Suzuki from Simpson Motors.
Fun never done. Ping pong, she has smiled everyone. She have that taste, not a chairs, but waist. Chuckles with the smile of the face.
You got the fun. Charles Chocolates for real chocolate lovers.
Start smiling.
Yeah. From me the voice, so it's iron tape. So hear me the man. Watch me in the bounce beer. Watch you know. They must feel like bounce beer soft, but bounce beer like the place at the top. Bounce beer block party, top of the chart. Even from me the voice, so it's iron representing for bounce beer. I make sure say just listen to bounce beer block party. Every Thursday 98.1 FM from 8 to 9 p.m. With body Indian, it's a go sick. That bounce beer got the show fit. Hey, bounce beer, sick.
Whoever said local football was just a kid's game.
Hello again and welcome to Extra Time.
Join Andy Akili Thornhill for comprehensive coverage of local and international football on Extra Time. Brought to you by the Barbados Football Association.
Remember, it's quite all right to whet your football appetite.
Extra Time, Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Very good evening to you with the CBC Sports News. I'm Damien Best. President of the Barbados Netball Association, Nisha Cragwell, has condemned Saturday's fights during a Division 7 netball game. Sean Green has the details.
Last Saturday night, players from Structural Systems, Silver Raiders and Checker Hall, along with some spectators, were involved in a brawl at the National Stadium. Police were summoned and the games were cancelled as a result. Mrs. Cragwell noted that because of the players' actions, both teams will be disciplined.
As long as there's a fight, if you want to speak directly to the incident, as long as there's an altercation on the court, that is an automatic suspension from the next games. But outside of that, we need to have reports from the persons that would have been umpiring the game and also the court official before we can go any further. They in turn submit their reports and they're sent to our disciplinary committee, who then decides on when, where, and so on we would have a hearing. Players are then brought before the disciplinary committee and they obviously give their version of what happens. All parties meet and then a decision is made.
The president assures the public that the stadium is secure and is pleading with the administrators to take control of their clubs.
First of all, as you could imagine, it's something that we thought that we would never have to plan for, because you do not expect to have an incident of this magnitude involving a sport. Yes, you play, and I mean, yeah, at some time you might have to deal with tempers and so on. You may have to deal with differences of opinions, but for something to escalate to this magnitude is something that we never envisioned that we would have to plan for. The fact that the police are involved, there's a judicial system in Barbados which has to take process, so we will leave it then to the parties involved to do their bit of it.
In addition, the president is concerned about the negative impact on the image of the local sport.
It has the ability to affect our spectatorship. It has the ability to erode any potential persons that would have been out there intending to invest money in netball. It has that potential. I mean, only on June 1st we would have been celebrating the fact that our ranking has now moved up from 10th to 9th going into a world championship. We are the only team sport with an international ranking in Barbados. You can say that we are number in the top 10 in the world. So, I mean, to say that you're top 10 in the world and then the behavior does not line up with persons that are playing at that level of sport, people look for the full package.
Sean Green, CBC Sports.
Well, the spotlight in the ongoing FIFA scandal has switched from President Sepp Blatter to former Vice President Austin Jack Warner. Well, several international media workers are in Trinidad and Tobago trying to cajole Warner into spilling the proverbial beans on any corruption within FIFA that he was part of or that he knows of. So far, though, Warner hasn't specifically addressed those accusations.
As claims against the 72-year-old mount, we went to find him in his island home, flying from Atlanta to Miami and all across the Caribbean to this dot on the map, now arguably the eye of the FIFA storm. A quick drive to the hotel and then we hit the phones.
You can leave a message after the tone.
Mr. Warner, it's Robin Kerner here from CNN. We left a voicemail. Perhaps Jack Warner would give us an interview. The man we're searching for is truly a jack of all trades, in business, in politics, and sport. Here in Trinidad, he's a member of Parliament. Next stop, his constituency. By now we had his email address too. I tap out a brief request. Press send. Office of the Member of Parliament for Dragonis West. And then we almost stumble on Jack Warner's office. We're looking for Jack. You know where he is. Hello. Do you work here? Inside, we're stonewalled by an office manager. Is he here now?
Yes, and he has asked that you respect that decision.
Other media turn up too. Warner's staff offering a perimeter of security. But he was there, behind them, behind the door, at his desk, wearing a jovial shirt, but not quite such a jovial expression.
Well, in the simplest possible terms, you've just been kicked out.
A brief sighting, and then we found ourselves ejected from the premises. But knowing our man was behind that window, perhaps if we waited, we could still convince him. So one more text message to Warner's phone, more waiting, and then as the afternoon wore on, a supporter offered to persuade Mr. Warner to talk. He wouldn't. So, a final option to get Jack Warner's attention, the old-fashioned way. We might not have spoken to the elusive Mr. Warner, but as the allegations against him escalate, the U.S. Attorney General is confident she will.
Cuthbert Moore are into the next round of the Baiko Primary School's football competition. CBC's Marshall Boyce reports on the action from Blenheim today.
We're down to the crucial stages of the Baiko Primary School's football competition, the playoffs. This is Westbury Primary in orange against Cuthbert Moore. Cuthbert Moore searching for that opening goal. The goalkeeper trusting that one to bounce over the bars. Cuthbert Moore on the attack again. Westbury with the clearance, but back across the area. Ty Boyce makes no mistake, slotting it home past goalkeeper Devon Sargent. Cuthbert Moore up 1-0 in the 18th minute. Westbury with a chance to pull one back before half-time, but the goalkeeper Delano Callender keeps it out. It remains 1-0 at the break. Early in the second half, a good ball in from Tyrese McGarry, and a Zari Yard finds the back of the net. Cuthbert Moore now up 2-0. Westbury still creating chances. Zuri Morris with the free kick, but he's denied by Callender. Morris again, this time with a good run from his own half, but the shot's just wide of the upright. Cuthbert Moore would pick up a third via an own goal. The assistant alerting the referee that the ball had indeed crossed the line when goalkeeper Sargent attempted the save. And so it ended, Cuthbert Moore 3, Westbury 0. Cuthbert Moore now advancing to the next round. Marshall Boyce, CBC Sports.
Well, Cuthbert Moore will face Milton Lynch in the quarterfinals after Milton Lynch defeated Roland Edwards 5-3 on penalties today. Well, track and field took center stage at the National Stadium over the weekend for the Olympians Classic. Reporting on some of the events is CBC's Anne-Marie Burke.
We start with a look at the short hurdles events, open women and girls on the 18 combined. Attacking the hurdles early was Alana Ainsley on the 18 competitor, but look at the late surge from Shakira Hall and Ayana Morgan. Hall's time 14.81, Morgan 15.02, and Ainsley wins the on 18s in 15.17 seconds. Laying up for the men's 110 hurdles, former world champion Ryan Brathwaite, and he looked a little sluggish at the start, but then found his rhythm, winning in 14.15 seconds, ahead of Juan Augustine Mears of Rising Stars 14.48, and he was the under-20 winner. The 400 meters ladies first was a walk in the park for elite distances Shade Williams. She just had no competition, going into cruise control with just under 100 meters to go. This race was also combined in age groups. Williams eased in home in 55.80 seconds to take the Open Women's title. Second was Tiana Boyne. She was the under 18 champion, 57.86 seconds. Her club is Rising Stars. The men's 400 meters was an open race with the real battle in the final 100 meters. Quantum leaps Nicholas Deshawn and Christopher Davis of Pacers. Deshawn pulls away 47.73 seconds. Davis in second, 48.07, and Keon Joseph third, 48.33. Now to the sprints, women's 100 meters, and she continues to be a class act. Tristan Evelyn smashes the field, 11.79 seconds. Asha Cave second, 12.20 seconds. And Kayla Morrison third, 12.36. The big one, the men's 100 meters, the battle of Levi Cadogan and Mario Burke. And it will be Cadogan, 10.43, Burke, 10.51, and Jermaine Hines, 10.60. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.